All right, howdy. Welcome back to WindleyMania, the greatest podcast you've never heard of, brought to you by the greatest band that you have never heard of. It is Windley, at Windley_band. You got to follow all that crap. I'm the best in the world, Andrew Reidner, and with me, as always, man's best friend, Devin Hopkins. Devin.
Yes.
How you doing, Mal?
I'm doing great.
How you doing, pal?
I'm doing awesome. Who's Mal? He said, how you doing, Mal?
Well, I didn't mean to say that.
Were you trying to say man and pal at the same time?
Yeah, you know, Mal.
Mal.
Yeah.
That's good.
How you doing, Mal?
You should make that a thing, and we can all help get it to catch on.
I feel like that's how like a lot of like languages kind of like sparked their growth, was just saying random bullshit string together and just gibberish.
And then it's like,
it's like, oh wait, now that makes sense. So, you know.
that's what is that? I don't know. Banana? Okay, I guess that's what we'll call it then.
Yeah.
And then it just took off. It took off from there.
And you're man's best Mal.
I guess so.
Man pal. All right.
Still not a fan.
Terrible weather. It's bringing me down. Don't like it. So, you know. Folks, let me ask you something. Well, actually, let me tell you something as opposed to asking. There's going to be a point in your life, maybe a year, maybe 2 years, hopefully as soon as possible, where you're going to be asking yourself, where were you when you first heard of Bubba Graham? Where in the world? Who is that? You know who it is if you're asking yourself that, you know. Where did you first hear him? Well, I first heard him. I don't remember actually where I was, so maybe.
I think we were here.
Well, I guess I was here when I first heard him. But as far as you, man's best friend, Devin Hopkins, and our pal, the power lifter, Costin, you guys were both like, you need to check this guy out immediately because it's pretty incredible. It's as far as the amount of charisma that is pulsing through the two songs I got to hear, and you guys were like, this guy is a gem.
Yeah.
Super passionate.
Oh, yeah. I as like 5 minutes after I met him, I texted the group chat and said, you guys got to check him out.
I think that's what it was. Yeah.
So I don't know where you were when I texted everybody.
I was at home.
Yeah.
Yep. And, but yeah, we are joined by the king, the honorable Bubba Graham. How are you, sir?
Oh my gosh, what an intro. I really appreciated that. I was trying so hard not to make any noise because it was so exciting to hear that. I'm like, wow, these guys are awesome. Already, I like both of them. Oh my gosh, I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much, man.
Yeah. So, Devin brought you to my attention. So how did you guys end up meeting?
Yeah, so I actually was at Arcadia Studios. They're planning a music video concept with Pat there. And that night we were working on everything, and that's when Costin and Devin came in. And what's you guys' drummer's name?
Chad.
Yeah. Came in, and all three of them came in. And
that was he was our guitar player in that.
Yeah. And
same thing.
Gotcha. Okay. My bad. Sorry, Chad. And we just got to talking. I just struck up conversation, and they seem like really, down to earth, nice guys. And I think it was Pat who encouraged me to show them my stuff, show them what music I've been working on. And I showed it to them, and I was really excited about it. And they gave me some really, really great reactions. And it really, honestly, that made my evening. After meeting them, those three, I literally went home and I called my mom. I was like, guys, I met these metalheads. They're so nice. So, I really enjoyed that conversation and everything. So that's pretty much where it started, man.
Nice. So,
spilled beer all over.
Now, but good job, Devin. Great job out of you, pal.
All over my Bay Street. Shout out Bay Street t-shirt.
Bay Street. So, how would you describe what you're doing right now? Like, so I didn't really actually bring that up.
Yeah, but, yeah.
So, what is it that you do?
What do I do?
Yeah.
What don't I do? No,
literally, what don't you do?
What do I do? Like I am now confidently standing firm, flat-footed, stating that I am an artist now and believing in that wholeheartedly. Yeah. I've always written music. I've always sang. But it really wasn't until a couple of months ago, literally, that I made the decision that I was like, you know what? I will be 30 next year. why not? Let's do this. This is what I've always wanted to do since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful that I kind of took that step of faith, and I'm not looking back, man. So I consider myself an artist. I sing. It kind of goes, this 3-tier here. I sing, I write, I act. And but really, singing and writing, goes hand in hand with songwriting, of course, and that's been just so much fun to be able to do. But honestly, to be able to hear my music now play back to me, like the melodies and everything that I created up in my head, to hear them play back to me is just wild. And I just hope and pray that I never lose that excitement about music. You know?
Yeah. So, where are you from?
So I am originally from Lake City, South Carolina.
Lake City, right on.
Originally from Lake City, but we moved to Pawleys Island, South Carolina, where I went to high school, and I pretty much stayed there for most of the time. And then from high school, I came down here to Conway, or the Conway area, and went to Coastal, and pretty much stayed there from 2012 to this point. So 2012 undergraduate, and I think 2017 was graduate school, then first job in 2018, and then from 2018 up to this point, I've been working for the university.
Right on. Yeah. So what kind of stuff, like what was it like coming up? What kind of stuff would you listen to usually?
Coming up, oh my gosh, man. I was listening to a lot of stuff. I was listening to everybody from Michael Jackson to Fall Out Boy to Paramore to Evanescence to even gospel records, from CCE to BB Winans. I was listening to country Alan Jackson. But growing up, riding in the car with my dad, it was literally country music and gospel music. That's all we listened to. But it wasn't until really I discovered Michael Jackson at a young age that I was like, what is this? Who is this? I remember my parents took me to a Dollar General, or my mom took me to a Dollar General in Darlington, South Carolina, once upon a time, long time ago. I don't know how I still remember this. And there was a Michael Jackson tape of his past, present, future tour, and it was a VHS. And I got that, and I remember playing that over and over and over again because it was so compelling to see one man be so passionate about music. But not only that, to look at the crowd and the audience and see them go crazy over the music and over him. That was just something that was so cool to me.
Yeah.
So fascinating. So I'm really all over the place when it comes to music.
That's
and
good.
Music interests and stuff.
You can definitely hear it in your songs too. We talked about that a little bit. I think it was I don't know if it was Daryl or Pat that was like, it's like they described you as an alien that was shown all popular music.
Yeah.
And what you make is the product of that. And it's like a really what you make is kind of just a blend of everything you mentioned.
Thank you so
in
much.
the most cool way, most unique way possible.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I love pop music. I consider my music pop music.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But it may not be your synthetic copy and paste pop music. It's kind of just the music that gets stuck in your head. That's the kind of music I love. Oh yeah, that's what I consider pop music.
Yeah, it's that. Those two songs have been in my head since I've heard them. I'm not making that up. I'll catch myself just I'm the king, man.
Yes.
Or what's the line in the Cornbread song? Cornbread Cornrows. Good food's what I'm looking at.
Good food's what I'm looking at. Yeah,
I think of that a lot. I'm like, that's a good line.
Yeah, man.
But for sure. All of that, you blend it together so well, and you can tell it is genuine. It's not it's not try hard. You can tell that it's real. And that's probably like that's like the best part. Is just like this dude is passionate. And you can hear it through the song.
Yeah.
Thank you. I really appreciate that, man. I really do.
So with your like wide array of like all this taste you have, how would you like, let's say you're approaching someone who has just a very, very narrow-minded, or just
like
not a lot of
casual, just a regular
very casual.
person.
What 3 albums would you give to them to be like, hey, this is what expanded my horizons. Like, what I think this would really help you a lot. What
my
would those
gosh,
3
albums. Can I name 3 albums?
Well, you know.
Let's see. Oh my gosh. I would say, I think it was the 25th anniversary. I might have to look it up here, but I think it was the 25th anniversary of Michael Jackson's Bad. I think that album came out not too long ago.
I'd have to open the door if you want some internet.
Okay. Well, no worries. We don't have to worry about it. But I would do that. I would do, let's see, 3 albums. Let's see. Gosh, come on. Of course, I would be drawing a blank on albums. Can I maybe do songs?
Sure. Yeah.
Can I do songs? Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool. Let's do songs. I'm better with songs than albums. So, okay. Number 1, I would have somebody listen to if like let's say an alien came here and they didn't know anything about music. What is music? What is that?
Yeah.
I would play them Streetwalker by Michael Jackson.
Okay.
I was just listening to that on the way here. Honestly, hands down, one of his best songs. There's this part, and I'm sure if you guys play the song or hear it one day, there's a part that like where the music cuts out and it's just his vocals, and it gets me every time.
Sure.
It makes me so happy to hear it, and I just, oh my gosh. So Streetwalker by Michael Jackson. I would do It's Only Love by Tina Turner, rest in peace, and Bryan Adams.
Yeah.
And I would do, for the 3rd one, let's see, what can we do? Oh, Disturbed's cover of Sound of Silence.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
That's interesting. That's an interesting 3rd pick based on the other 2.
Yes.
Everything against the original.
Yeah. Like I think I've heard the original once before, and it was really, really cool. The original of Sound of Silence, is that what you said?
Yeah. Simon
and
Garfunkel.
I was like, wow. Yeah. It was cool to see their take on it. I mean, I know some people are like, I don't like it, and some people really like it. Yeah. But that was my introduction into Disturbed when somebody was like, yo, dude, you got to hear this. So those would be my 3 songs. I mean, I know there's a lot more. There's like a laundry list.
There's a lot of songs.
There's a lot of songs
that happen to exist.
that I would want to do. But
yeah.
I feel like for me, all of those have really great vocal and musical moments in them that I would want, someone else to hear.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So you're working at CCU and you're about to turn 30.
Yeah.
And so what was there like a moment in time that you remember of like, hey, I really want to do this music thing, or it just, I assume with your love of music and stuff, it just sort of built up to that. But what was your like process going into it? Like, I'm going to do this now.
Oh my gosh, man. Great question. It all sparked a conversation between a buddy and I. We were talking, and he was talking about how, I was just listening to him rant about, things going on in his life. And he was talking about how he put some music up on SoundCloud. And at the time, I was listening to music, but I wasn't really writing at the time. I wasn't really doing anything. And that was earlier this year. And when he said that, it was almost like a lighter kind of flickered inside. I was like, wait, what? And I went to go check out his music, and awesome guy, really, really love him. But I was like, I can do this. Yeah. I was like, if he can do it, I can do it.
Sure.
And I just got excited all over again. So I did what every millennial does when they're trying to get famous: get on TikTok. And I got on TikTok and I started just posting videos of me singing everything from Frank Sinatra to Bill Withers to Carrie Underwood, singing everything. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until I posted a freestyle that I did of it was Ariana Grande's Seven Rings, which is a play off of
the John Coltrane song. Right? My Favorite Things.
It's My Favorite Things. Yeah. It's the play off of that. So I did a little freestyle to that, and that went semi-viral. I mean, I think right now it's at 120K likes or whatever, and 2,000 comments, and every one of those comments were so positive and so uplifting, and they were like, "Dude, where's the album? First, who are you? First of all, like where has this voice been?" And that was so affirming for me that it made me realize, okay, I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing it. I'm doing what I need to do. And that one, I kept posting up videos, but then like any viral sensation, there's a lull when you're at the peak, and then it just kind of goes downhill where you're not getting as many likes anymore, not many comments anymore, even if you're continuously posting. And I was starting to get a little frustrated because I'm like, okay, this isn't quite working. The whole, singing the videos or whatever and the little freestyles, they're not really working. I mean, I'm getting some engagement, but not much. And I had a choice. I could feel it internally. I had a choice where it was either stop and do something else, or make it happen, find something, do something. And genuinely, man, with righteous anger, I was like, I'm going to do this. So I immediately got on, I was looking up information for Fresh Brewed. And I heard that they do a open mic night. Yeah. I was looking for people on, I downloaded this app that needs a lot of work. No offense to these guys, but it's called Vamper. And it's supposed to be a app that connects musicians, but I guess many people don't really use it as much. But anyway, I say all that to say I was really, really trying. I was like, that day, I remember on Facebook, I think there's even a post out there where I said, who wants to start a band? Like I was like, I'm going to make this happen. I don't know how. And I promise you on everything that I have, literally, at that moment, I was FaceTiming my sister. At that moment, a notification popped up on my phone. Now, if you know anything about having a popular video on TikTok or any social media platform, if it's fairly popular, you're not going to get all of the notifications on your phone. You're going to see them. You're just going to open the app and then you'll see them there, but they won't pop up as notifications sometimes because there's so many. Well, this notification popped up and it was from Theo Johnson, and he works at Arcadia. Yeah. And he was like, hey man, we got a studio in Myrtle Beach. Check your DMs, would like to work with you. And I was like, oh, okay. So I checked my DMs and he was like, yo, I used to see you around campus at Coastal. I didn't know you could sing. We've got a studio. I would love to work with you. And I chatted him back immediately. I was like, yo, I would love to work with it. And he was like, hey, actually, do you, can I call you? And I was like, yeah, you can call me. Called and we chatted on the phone. Everything that he was saying was in alignment with what I wanted, because I wanted to work with a diverse group of people. I wanted people who were familiar with rock music and metal music and hip hop and things and pop music and country music. I wanted people who were had a very expensive catalog. And, he let me know that the producers or the sound engineers were those guys. And I was like, great, awesome. And he was like, actually, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing, just sitting in my apartment. He was like, come check out the studio. And I was like, okay. So all of this happened in a span of 10, 15 minutes.
That's so cool.
And literally I went out
aligned.
there and honestly, the stars did align. And I genuinely went out there, loved everything I saw, and immediately began writing again, man. And that's what it was.
Yeah. So you saw the situation with the studio. You were convinced with that. And did you write these two songs immediately, or did you have these already?
So Cornbread and Cornrows was something that I kind of had in my back pocket that I worked on like maybe last summer, that I wrote last summer. Because last summer, it's funny, it popped up in my mind. I wasn't really truly convinced. I didn't really there wasn't much conviction like there is now. But last summer I was like, what if I did country music? That was just a passing thought. So I just wrote that song kind of speaking to Southern things that I know. So I wrote that last summer. But King, that track, that's what set it off for me. Because the day I was supposed to work on Cornbread and Cornrows, I heard the instrumental for King. And I was like, I got to write to this. So I wrote to it. And by the end of it, how I knew it was real and how I knew that this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life was genuinely at the end of writing that song, I was crying. I was like, this is what I want. Yeah. This is who I am. So me stating that I'm a king is nothing against anybody else. It's just me being finally confident and, like I said, flat-footed in what I want to do and kind of make way. I'm here. You know what I mean? And it's not like I needed to convince anybody of that, but I needed to convince myself that I was worthy enough to be able to do something. Sure. And so I went into the studio and I gave it all I got. And I left that the studio so proud and so happy of myself. And actually, when I recorded that was one of the tougher weeks for my job because all the students were leaving. We had to do walkthroughs throughout the room, so it was a lot of stress. And even my boss was like, "Do you need help? Are you okay? Is everything all right?" And I'm like, "I'm good. I got my song. I'm good."
I'm the fucking king.
No, literally, that was my mindset. I was blasting that to the top, like at the top of my headphones. I was literally playing that all day, all week, just to get through that week. So King is fairly new, but Cornbread and Cornrows was written a little bit last summer.
Cool. So like, what do you think you could like verbally recreate what your songwriting process is as far as like,
sure.
Where are you? Pen and paper? What kind of pen and paper do you use? You know,
we talking paper mate? We talking about a fountain?
Are you talking about specifically for those songs or just in general?
Or just in general? Do you have like any sort of like
process?
I'm going to sit down and do this, or does just stuff like maybe like hit your head and you're like,
sometimes it comes to me. Sometimes, I mean, funny enough, sometimes it comes to me in my sleep and I wake up immediately and I grab my phone and I just, I just like hum or mumble some, gibberish just to the melody that I hear in my head. And then I was like, I'll deal with it tomorrow. But other times I either think of a word or a theme, and I try to mentally figure out a melody that would give that vibe of what I'm going for. I don't know how to read music, and I used to when I was younger because I used to play the violin and the saxophone and the French horn, but I just kind of got away from it when I was younger. But the melodies just kind of come to me and I just sit there and write. Now, if I mainly start off with, like I said, that theme or that word, and then I'll just into my phone, kind of like what I do when I just wake up in the middle of the night, I'll just start mumbling some gibberish to the rhythm, to the tempo, and to the melody that I create. And then I go back and I listen to it, and then I start adding words into those different parts for it to make sense. And I love it because it's almost like a brain teaser for me. I get to sit down and like almost, for me, it feels like put together a puzzle, like sit back and like put this song together and see how it's going to work. So
yeah. Did you have someone produce your like instrumentals, or do you have any like voice on that?
King, that was an instrumental that I found on BeatStars or Beatmakers, one of those, and with a producer named Senpai. Really, really awesome instrumentals. But DC at Arcadia, he from scratch did Cornbread and Cornrows.
Oh, okay. You said he tracked the actual bass.
Yeah,
to
he
it
did
too,
the
right?
bass, he did the guitar, he did the keyboard, he did everything. And I told him, I said, man, I've been told by other people it sounds like you're having fun. He was like, no, I was stressed. He was like, because I didn't know. He was like, you were singing, and that's another thing too that I like about this process, at least in the studio with DC, is that I just start singing, and then he's like, he just starts to try to find it.
Wait,
like
so the vocal melody came first for that one?
Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
That's how I come up with all my
sick.
songs. I don't come up with any instrumental because I don't know how to play anything. I always wanted to learn, but I don't know how to play anything. So, I mean, when I was younger, but I forgot. So literally I come up with all the vocal melodies and he's able to hear those melodies and say, okay, what fits and what doesn't. And then I'm able to confirm and be like, oh, I like that. Or no, I think I was going for something like this. So that's pretty much how Cornbread and Cornrows came about. And that's more likely how the rest of the album is going to come about.
You gave us a sneak peek. I won't share a lot, but you gave us a sneak peek and I'm hyped for it.
Yeah, so that sneak peek that I showed him, it was a song, totally different vibe. I think all of my songs are going to give a completely different vibe, but all good songs.
So it's not just where does it branch out to? If it's just not pop and hip hop leaning.
Well, it's all under the umbrella of pop.
Yeah.
But there's going to be like some sub genres that I kind of play with. I love the 80s.
Sure.
I love the 80s. I feel like everybody loves the 80s. I love the 80s.
I wasn't there, but it seemed
me either.
pretty
I wasn't there either. But I love it for the iconic fashion, but more importantly for the music. More importantly for the music. If you guys heard that crack, it was literally the chair.
Do you want to switch real quick?
I'll be okay.
Okay.
No, so it was amazing, that time, or it seemed amazing. I don't know. Obviously, like you said, I wasn't there. But there's a song that I have that is going to be my third single. So I'm saving that song I showed you guys for the album.
Right.
But the third single that I have is in the vein of rock, pop, 80s synthy kind of vibe.
Interesting.
Just because I love that sound.
Yeah.
And I want to play with that sound.
Yeah.
And I want to see what my voice sounds like on that sound.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How would you see your stuff, maybe like the next release or the release after that? How do you see it like yourself evolving? Or is that still just going to be a mystery?
I think I'm figuring that out as I go. But it's just one of those things where regardless of what the song is, I just want to make sure that it's true to me.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want, if I'm rapping on a song, great, fantastic. Do I really believe what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's the point. So honestly, I could dip into any bag that I have to kind of play around with different sounds or different melodies. And just kind of see. I think what's going to really play into my evolution as an artist is when I'm praying for it. Is when I get my own band.
Sure.
When I get my own group of guys together who can play to my stuff and play my stuff. Like I feel like that's after the album and everything has come out, I feel like that's obviously the next step for me because I want to get into the space of where I'm playing live and where I can have a live audience so I can feed off that energy, so I can see what hits, what doesn't hit, so I can play around, so I can really gauge what it's like because it's one thing to write a song. It's another thing to record the song. It's another thing to perform the song. I want to make sure that I am at the top of my game in each area. You know what I mean? I don't want to just be someone who's a great writer or a great singer and a great, can make a great song, but I want somebody to be able to deliver that live as well. So, so for me, I think what's going to really play into that evolution or give me an idea as far as where I want to go next or what I want to do next will be kind of what I get back from the audience, from their reactions to what I do. Granted, I'm at the end of the day, regardless, I'm going to make music that makes me happy.
That's the best. That's the best.
Yeah. And that's the thing is that like I'm making music that makes me happy genuinely, and makes me proud of me. And if I could just get 15 people out of this on this whole entire planet to just like my stuff and genuinely be committed to being fans of mine, then I'm gold.
Yeah. So you're attempting the band at some point.
Yeah.
And but I guess it's mainly still like a solo endeavor in some way.
Right.
I mean,
Yep.
So, but how would you want to have this, all of your music kind of like, what are you trying to convey about yourself? If you have an idea.
I am trying to convey a different version of type of man that I haven't seen before. Let me expand upon that. So I haven't seen, at least modern day, I haven't seen really too many black popular artists, black male artists in that pop space. You know, I mean, sure, you have people like Lil Nas X who's doing his thing. You have Bruno Mars, which I don't know. Is he black? I don't know. You have Bruno Mars. You have, you know, a lot of guys who are out there in the pop space doing it. But I feel like I have something different. And I don't think that I'm able to articulate that completely right now. But I know that it starts with my voice. I don't sound like everybody else.
No.
You know,
I don't in a great way.
Yeah, thank you. I don't sound like everybody else. And to that point, though, that was part of the reason why I was very discouraged about doing music earlier when I was younger, because, you know, growing up, going to, you know, in high school and even in college, listening to guys like Chris Brown and Trey Songz and Neo and Usher and all these guys who are black men in, you know, these very, very high places, very successful, very talented artists. I didn't sound like them. So I was very discouraged by just being able to participate in music at all. So for me, I want to just be able to convey, there's the possibility. There we go. I want to be able to convey to, you know, those coming up, you know, those kids coming up in music, that it is possible to be different and still enjoy what you do, love what you do, and other people enjoy and love what you do as well. You don't have to sound like everybody else. And I mean, Tina Turner is one of my top 6 musical influences, because just her her voice alone was freaking massive and powerful and could rip the paint off of walls. And I think there's an interview out there where she's talking to somebody where, you know, she even thought to herself, she was like, wow, I don't sound like Diana Ross, but that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, and having someone as iconic as she was to say something like that, it really inspired me to, especially with my own voice, to be like, I don't sound like Chris Brown, but that's okay. There's a place at the table for me too.
You sound like Bubba Graham.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
There's no other Bubba Graham.
You know, and I want to be able to show those coming after me and even those alongside me that you don't have to stick to the status quo. I don't look like, I don't sound like anything, in my opinion, anything that I've ever seen. And I feel like it's my responsibility to fill that gap. So if nobody else is going to do it, then why not me? And that sounds like a tall order, and I believe it is. But I am, like I said, I'm flat-footed in it, and I'm going to do it, you know? So, I don't know. I'm just really, really excited about the next chapters and where this is going to take me. And I'm here for the ride. I mean, sure, I've got, you know, goals and stuff like that, but I'm just taking it one step at a time, just enjoying the entire process. I'm taking the scenic route, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not in any rush to go anywhere, you know? So.
Which in the most case, I feel like in most musical ambitions, the scenic route is usually the only route.
Yeah.
But, unless you know somebody.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. But that was I was really touched by actually what you said about all that. Actually, it was, about being different and stuff.
Yeah.
Damn.
It really.
You said it way better than me. I just said about being different and stuff. But so that's how that's how great at I'm such a wordsmith.
You are. You're a modern day Shakespeare.
Yeah, absolutely.
More like a shit spear.
Please,
sure, man.
A shit's piss.
But I was thinking about that. You said all that, and you're super passionate. But again, this has only been you're in month 1 right now. Month 2?
Month 2.
Month 2.
Month 2 of taking it full force.
Yeah.
And
I think the reason why there's so much inertia, so much energy pushing me forward, and why I'm this passionate right now, and I don't plan to let up anytime soon, is because it's always been there. It's always been in the back of my mind. It's always been in my heart to do.
Yeah.
It's always been there, but I was too afraid to admit it to myself. I was too chicken to step out and do it. I was too chicken to go out here and sing at a bar and forget the lyrics. I was too chicken to get out here and go to a karaoke night and suck. Like I was afraid of messing up.
Yeah.
I was afraid of seeming stupid. I was afraid of not doing well, not being able to perform. But I understand that failure is a part of the whole game, is a part of life.
Yeah.
And you can't allow that to hold you back, especially from the thing that you were created to do. Like nobody can convince me otherwise. I don't care if I don't ever hit Billboard or VH1 or be on MTV or anything like that, or I don't care about any of that. I just told one of my coworkers today, if I just work at Coastal and get to do this on the side because I love to do it, I'm content. Do I have ambitions that are greater than that? Of course, but I want to take it all the way. I want to go as far as I possibly can with this, but I think it's been a long time coming. It's one of those things where like I said, nobody can convince me otherwise because this has always been there. I was just too afraid to admit it to myself because I didn't want to fail and look stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what would month 2 Bubba say to day 1 Bubba? About what's
day 1. And now are we talking about day 1 of this year or just like
day 1 is start of this whole thing? I know, again, you've had it in the back of your mind for a while. Or perhaps what would you even say to the Bubba that was had that first inkling of hey, this music thing, right?
Yeah. Let's go back there. Yeah. I would be like, man, do it. I'd be like, do it, because it's going to fulfill you in a way that nothing ever has.
Yeah.
Do it. I promise you won't regret it. I would be able to tell him, you will love yourself and love the creative process and just love your voice and everything so much more if you just step out and just do it and don't care what anybody else says or thinks.
Is there any roadblocks per se in the past 2 months?
Roadblocks. Really, I would say the only roadblock is just making sure that I stay consistent on writing, because even though I have pretty much the whole first album that I'm working on, The Comeback King, by the way, I have that all written and done. Still write, continue to write. Don't let up on the gas on that either. Even though nobody's hearing these songs now that I'm writing, that won't be on the album. That's okay. Continue to write. Continue to work that muscle. It's like going to the gym. Just because you just went to go do this Mr. Olympia and you look great and you won a trophy for it doesn't mean that tomorrow you can't or you shouldn't go to the gym. Like, still go to the gym, do what you need to do, put in the work, put in your hours, put in your time. So trying to stay consistent with that, I would say it's not necessarily a roadblock, but it's just something that I want to make sure that I keep in mind as I move forward, that I don't get so distracted by everything else that I'm not still refining my craft. Also too, protecting my voice, as I said to you guys earlier, is that like with me talking all day and stuff like that, like I understand that this is the moneymaker. This is what this is what I want to be the moneymaker. So with that being said, I've got a vocal care and everything like that. So even when I'm at home and I'm feeling it, like I can't go all out. I can't be like belting it at the top of my lungs. So I gotta bring it down. I've got to bring it down. So, just little stuff like that I've got to keep in mind or keep in check right now is really what I've been facing. I mean, I've been so grateful to be met with nothing but positivity from everybody who's come across my music and everybody who's come across me. And that's something that I'm truly grateful for, because I believe, for a long time, I was convinced that there were no good people in the entertainment business, no good people in the music business. And I think that was, kind of passed on to me, from outside sources and just watching and just listening to other people talk. But it's been amazing to be able to connect with you guys, be able to connect with so many other people who truly are encouraging. And like, dude, keep going. Don't stop.
Yeah, you'll once you're like in it, you'll meet a lot of people in the kind of like DIY realm of whether it's like punk or metal or what you're with your pop and hip hop stuff. You're gonna meet people that are on the same grind as you are, that are gonna hype you up the way that you need to be. Because that's kind of like anywhere we've done our thing. Like you'll meet bands or people that are doing their thing, and they're gonna hype you up. Like,
speaking of that, you guys got to give me the information for your show this weekend so I can come.
Oh,
well, that would have been last weekend, but we'll let you know.
We'll let you know when we turn this off. And by the way, that show was a real ring dinger. That was a good time.
What was the final number on that, Devin?
Huh?
What was the final number? 1,800. They allowed 1,800 people to get.
Yeah, it was a capacity crowd. 93,419.
Wow,
screaming Hulkamaniacs.
WindleyManiacs.
Yeah, WindleyMania.
They all came at 5.
They all came at 5. They all got there.
Well, whenever you guys have your next show, you definitely got to let me know.
Yeah,
so I can come out and support and have a good time.
Sure. So with all that positive feedback, I mean, what are people saying? Like exactly, like what's really
the biggest the thing that has the most tallies behind it, as far as what I've heard, is I've never heard anything like this before.
Sure. Yeah.
That's
and to be honest, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love when people say that I heard that it sounds familiar, but at the same time it's different. And it's not just different, it's good.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. So that would be the number one compliment that I've gotten. Another thing is that, I heard that people were like, dude, we can hear literally in your voice and in your delivery that you're passionate about this. We can hear it.
Yeah.
Like you want to do this.
Yeah.
You're hungry for it, And I heard that from one of the football coaches, or his wife, really, one of the football coaches up at Waccamaw and high school. And I don't know, that was just amazing to hear, stuff like that. Because, as an artist, you're kind of putting your heart out there, Mm-hmm. You don't know how people are going to react to it. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I got to be honest. Do I know if I would have kept this same positivity or the same mindset if people didn't react as positively? Maybe not. I don't know. But I'm just grateful for what I got right now. And it seems like everybody's super into it so far and wants to see where it goes.
Yeah. So aside from DC, is that correct?
DC,
Oh, Daryl. Okay, that
Yeah,
I was like,
Daryl.
Yeah.
First of all, I was like, who's DC again? And then I was like, oh, Daryl.
Yeah, Daryl. Yeah.
That makes sense. Have you had any opportunities arise to perhaps collab with any other artists or producers or whatnot? Anything?
So I've been working with DC and Gage there at Arcadia. Yeah. He's working on a couple stuff with me. It's been in the works and talks about me collaborating. I'm all about collaboration. I love the idea of collaborating, and I want to collaborate with as many people as I possibly can. I don't care the genre. I mean, even if it's just a writing session, that's fine. Like it doesn't have to be anything like on mic. Like I can just sit down and we can write a song together or something. Like I would love to do that, you know? So any collaboration, I'm all for. But yeah, I think there's one guy, Christian, who is an artist out there for Arcadia. We've been talking about doing something that's a little bit Latin American inspired. So that's going to be fun, Spanish inspired. So that's going to be awesome. And really, he's the only one that I've consistently talked to. Everybody else has just been kind of be like a passing thought, but I'd always love to collaborate and get with as many people as I can.
Right on.
Yeah.
So have you been able to like start to immerse yourself more in like the local scene around here, or did you ever have involvement at all like beforehand?
No, see, that's the thing. No involvement at all. Okay. You know, I think I'm just now getting into it. And that's why I kind of blurted out like, hey, I want to see your next show. It's because I want to get in. I want to know people. I want to network. I want to talk to people. I want to support people and their music and stuff like that. I want to see how it's done. I mean, I'm new. I'm the new kid. You know, I don't know how any of this works really, you know. I don't know who knows who or anything. So the goal is to get in and be able to talk and, you know, hopefully meet some incredible people and support them in what they do, and hopefully they'll return the favor. So, I mean, as many shows or as many people as I can meet in the music scene, which I didn't even realize Myrtle Beach has a music scene, you know, and that's been fun to discover. Is just like, wow, there's so many artists here, you know. That's been really, really cool, because I always thought that I had to go somewhere else. I had to go to like Nashville or Atlanta or LA or something like that. So it's really cool that literally in my backyard are, you know, all the resources that I would say I need,
for sure.
know? So.
Someone told me one time, better to be a big fish in a small pond, a small fish in a big pond. When like anyone would talk about moving to like Nashville or LA or whatever, better to.
Because they can all sing out there in Nashville, you know. They all play the guitar.
Everyone's out there trying to do the same thing.
Yeah, everybody's trying to do the same thing, you know. Yeah. And
except for you're doing something different.
Yeah. Thanks.
Again.
Thanks.
This is the Bubba Graham hype episode.
Oh, I appreciate you guys so much. Oh my gosh! So you took a listen to King and Cornbread and Cornrows.
What's that?
Did you listen to both?
I've listened to both. Yeah,
you listened to both.
I remember.
So what did you think?
What did I think? I mean, I think I liked Cornbread and Cornrows.
Yeah.
And I appreciate everything about that.
Yeah.
But I think King has been the song that really stuck out to me. Just
very
because,
good.
Again, with the confidence.
Yeah.
And the delivery as well. Just like it caught me off guard, because like I tried to like have like kind of like think in my brain like what is this guy's voice, or who does it remind me of? And I'm sure there's probably like a lower registered voice out there that it would kind of make sense, but at the same time it's so unique by itself that I think it's kind of hard to really pinpoint a comparison.
Yeah.
But I like it as far as like I think when it comes to like any like solo pop like endeavor or any hip hop or rap endeavor, I think like a lot of it is your charisma, and whether or not it doesn't have to be the case all the time, but whether or not you really have something to say, just because it's like a very it's a lyrical focused like genre for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you have the charisma down pat like exceedingly well.
Nice.
So that's very good. And I've like when you're talking about other stuff you're working on, as far as like how much you want to branch out and stuff, I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah. So that's what I think.
I'm really, really looking forward. I appreciate you saying that. I'm really, really looking forward to the different sounds we're going to play with. You know, I've got a couple songs. So Kiss Me Like That, that's going to be the next single that comes out. So you guys get a sneak peek. Kiss Me Like That, that's going to come out. That's the more 80s inspired song that I'm working with. But then I just wrote, I finally wrote, because it was an idea for a long time, this song called Big Boys. And it's just talking about
hell yeah, dude.
I mean, no, it's the big boy anthem.
There's more of us to love.
It's literally about like big boys, we can do it better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct.
You know, we can do it better than you. You know, and it's just another. And I love to do that. You know, forgive my language, but I love getting on a track and just talking my shit. I just love it.
I can work blue here. I don't know. Oh, okay. You said you listened to the last episode. You can work blue. You know.
Okay. You're good. Like I genuinely love that. So I wanted to make a song that represented, you know, obviously working on my health and everything. Wanted to get, you know, healthy, skinny, not so much healthy. I want to be healthy, you know. Big Boys is a song just about those guys who may feel a little underappreciated, but can have a song that's just like, forget you, I'm awesome. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, all these gym bros online talking about, like, you're just fat.
Garrett.
You're fat. You're not good for anything. You're just lazy. You're stupid or whatever. And, you know, to give confidence, you know, in an area that I haven't seen before from another guy, like not just hearing it from a lady friend, but like being able to say to another dude, you're awesome. Let's do it. You know what I mean? So Big Boys, I'm really excited about that. I can't wait to see what we're going to do with that. I actually play with a couple lyrics in there that I'm sure when you guys hear it, you'd be like, oh, I know where he got that from. What else? And then I've got Petty Betty. And a Petty Betty, I can't wait for that one. That's going to be good. That's essentially a song about this woman in the community, in every old Southern community, that knows everybody's business and will tell everybody's business and isn't really even familiar with what's going on in her own home, you know, but is a blab to everybody. And I'm really excited about that. That's a different sound, different take. So I'm really excited for you all to hear that kind of stuff, because there's going to be a lot of creativity thrown there.
Yeah. Sounds like it. So this is the Comeback King. The Comeback King, yes. And King and Cornbread and Cornrows, yes, is already on Spotify. Yes. And the majority of people I know have already listened and enjoyed it. So
what other people have listened to it?
I have to show I've shown everyone.
I've sent it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I sent it to the group chat. I showed some other people.
Word of mouth, man. It's
dude.
Yeah.
Please, this is awesome. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you guys doing that. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah. So you got the album coming out. Yep. And what about, have you put any thought into like any live performances?
Yeah. So I've definitely put some thought to live performances. I know and this is no shade to anybody or anybody who, you know, does this, because you do it, you get it how you live. You do it the best way you know how. But I know for me, I would definitely like to give an experience rather than me just kind of getting up there with a mic and a laptop. And
that's fair.
Just, you know what I mean? And that, like I said, there's no shade to anybody, you know, because you work with whatever you've got, right? But I want to get to a point to where, now obviously, like if push comes to shove and I've just got to, you know, do a performance for something or somebody wants to see me perform, then hey, whatever. But I personally would like to wait until I've got a group of people who can play alongside me to be able to genuinely give a live performance. That's what I would prefer as an artist. because I even want the guys, whoever plays with me, to be able to take Cornbread and Cornrows, or to be able to take King and make it their own with the instruments. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So yeah. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm really excited about the idea of touring. I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about, going and playing. I mean, I've done live performances. Like I've sang in different places within the community, different churches, so I can perform. It's just that in the capacity of like a band and me as an artist, that's what I'm really jazzed about. I'm really excited about that.
And before this gets away from me, way early on you said acting.
Yeah.
Did you what acting?
So I, as an extra.
Oh, okay.
As an extra, I've been in a few movies.
Oh wow!
So
what movies?
This is halfway a movie podcast.
Arguably the most romantic movie in the world, The Notebook.
What?
Whoa!
I was in The Notebook.
Wow!
I'm actually playing the violin in The Notebook.
They filmed some of that in Charleston,
yeah,
right?
they filmed right down there in Charleston and Beaufort, and that's where we were.
Oh.
So The Notebook, Spy Kids 2,
wow,
Joanna Man.
What was the last? What Spy Kids 2?
Spy Kids 2, yeah.
And then what?
Yeah, Joanna Man, about the guy who lost his contract or whatever to play professional basketball, so he pretends to be a chick to play with the women or whatever. It's an older 2000s movie, really really funny. So I was in that. I was in Cold Mountain with Jude Law and Nicole Kidman.
Jude Law.
He actually gave me a coin.
What?
Yeah, he gave me a coin, and he was just like, "Keep going," and he signed my my headshot that was like "Best wishes" or something like that, Jude Law, and I was like, "Oh, that's awesome."
That's so cool.
And also, too, I gotta say this for the podcast, so the rest of the world can hear this. Rachel McAdams kissed me on my face.
Wow.
On the set of The Notebook. I said it here. If she denies it, she's a liar. I'm just kidding. Sorry, Rachel McAdams. No, she, when I was really, really, really young, because I was like 10 or something like that, and I think she just gave me a peck on my cheek, and
man, that counts.
I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
So me and Rachel McAdams went out for a little bit.
I mean, we practically dated. Like, what do you mean? Like, and obviously Ryan Gosling was in that.
Did he kiss you too?
No, he didn't kiss me, but he gave me. He let me sit in his actor's chair, which was pretty cool.
That's sick.
And he was nice. He was really, really. They were all really nice, but you got to also think they were like really young then.
Oh sure, a while ago.
And they were really, really nice.
What about Spy Kids 2? What did you do?
Spy Kids 2. I was just an extra in there. They were filming it at Six Flags, the whole amusement park scene or whatever.
Yeah.
And I met Daryl Sabara, who played Junie, and I met Alexa Vega, who plays the sister, and I got pictures with them and stuff like that. So that's fun. Yeah.
That's
that
crazy.
Is awesome. That is so cool.
A young age to have such experiences.
Well, all props to my parents. They were the ones that really, got me out there, and I really appreciated them. And when I was younger, I really didn't appreciate it. Let me say on record, I did not really appreciate that because I did not understand getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go somewhere to go film a movie. But as I got older, started to realize that was kind of exciting, something fun to do.
That's really
something
cool.
to look forward to.
Like also your parents encouraging that too.
Yeah.
Like I guess they saw in you that you had that, so they were like, let's see if we can, let them use it.
It was really, really cool that they just allowed me to have that experience at a young age.
That's really sick.
And then when I got to college, so I have 2 bachelor's degrees. I have public relations communications, and I also have theater. And can you guys guess how many theater productions I auditioned for at Coastal?
Let's see. I mean,
you're there for what?
4 So I was there for 5 years, undergrad.
So like
and then an extra year for
11 or 12.
Okay. What are you guys doing?
I'd say maybe like 15 to 20.
0.
Oh
shit.
0. I auditioned for 0 once again, going back to just the belief in myself. I didn't think that I was good enough.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Like I was in classrooms with these kids who I convinced myself that I'm like, wow, they really do this. This is their life. Not even realizing that dude, you're just as talented as them. You know what I mean? So I just kind of stayed in the background and did all the sets for the theater, like stagecraft and everything like that. But I wanted to be on stage, but I was a little too afraid. And that takes me back to the Notebook that I was in. Actually, there was a scene, you guys can go back and watch it. There's a scene in the Notebook where there's a little black kid dancing with Ryan Gosling. And guess what? That was not me. And that wasn't me, but in that same scene, I'm sitting behind them playing the violin or playing the fiddle. And what's crazy, what nobody will even know, but I mean, until now, is that like someone there on set that was working on that scene came up to me and was like, hey, before the scene was even shot, hey, we would like, we heard you can dance. Would you like to get up and dance with our star, dance with our lead? And it excited me so much, but then immediately I was met with fear. I was like, no, this is crazy. I won't be able to do it. So I pretty much told them, I was like, no, I don't want to do it. And so in history now, in cinematic history, we have Bubba in the background of a scene that he could have been up dancing in, and tying that into the music. Similarly, I just got tired of sitting in the background.
Yeah.
I was like, I can do this. I can dance too. I can sing too. I can write music too. I don't want to sit in the background anymore. I'm tired of being afraid. I'm tired of being afraid of looking stupid or falling on my face, whatever. So what? You keep going. So I'm grateful that I have that moment, because I can always look back to that and, like I just did, have that comparison and say, yeah, that was me once upon a time. But now I'm in the front. Now I'm out dancing. Now I'm doing what I want to do. So, yeah.
That's great. So I feel like that's a good place to leave it for now. But again, I really appreciate how, I think everyone I've talked to about you, sorry that other people are having conversations about you without you, but
no, it's all right. I didn't even know people were talking about
it's
me.
Everyone's saying the same thing. It's just like, this guy is completely driven and passionate, and then hearing you say all these things, telling your story, it's just, I'm glad you decided this for yourself, and that you're taking over, and it's really cool. So definitely
I feel inspired again, just like hearing you talk about
it's definitely
all
put
this
a pep in my step.
Yeah, like
really.
Yeah. I'm gonna take over the world.
So,
man. I don't know. My mission, man, if anything, if I had a mission statement, is that I want to be able to tell each and every person with my music, with me just being a friend, with me just being a person, another human being, you are badass. Do it. Yeah. I don't care what it is. I don't care if no one has ever done it before. I don't care if nobody in your family believes you. I don't care. Do it. Do it. And the resources will find you. Just take that first step. Just if you sing, start singing. If you write, start writing. Whatever you do, just start doing it. And your gift will make room for you. You will be able to do some of the things that you would like to do, if not all. But you would never know if you don't take that chance. If you don't take that chance, if you don't believe in yourself. I mean, I believe in myself more than anybody ever will. And that's the thing that guys, I never had this before. So when I'm speaking as passionately or performing as passionately or talking about all this stuff, it's coming from a place of genuine, like authentic belief, because once upon a time I didn't believe in myself. And I'm not about to have anybody take it away from me. You could say that it sucks. You could say, oh, it wasn't your best work. You could say, oh, you could do better. That's all great. That's all fine. I'm still going to do exactly what I feel like I was called to do. And that is to entertain. That is to make music. And then also too, I mean, I don't want to draw this out too long, but I'm writing a fantasy series and all kinds of stuff. I'm really, really excited about
concept album.
That. I'm really excited about that. That's going to be sick. That's in a different era of Bubba. A little
different
down the road once we get to where we're going. But
that is
I really appreciate you guys so much for having me on and talking to me about.
Well, I appreciate.
I'm so glad you wanted to come on.
Yeah.
I told you I was like, I've got this podcast and kind of just like shit around, but I'm leaving like inspired to like do more shit.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm so glad you agreed to come on. Thank you so much for being here, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's not all just talk. You're actually you got the songs and the album coming. So
appreciate it.
That's good. So again, King.
Yes, King.
Cornbread and Cornrows.
Yes.
Where can people find you and stuff?
Yeah, so you can find me on any social, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I am Bubba Graham. Just type that in. That's BUBBAGRAHAM. You can find me anywhere, as well as find me on Apple Music and Spotify. Type in Bubba Graham. You'll see my big smiling face there. And let's rock and roll.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Well, thanks for all that.
This is awesome.
Appreciate it. Thank you for coming out. And it's still raining. I can't tell, but appreciate that again.
Absolutely.
So we got some shows. I think.
When does this come out?
Okay.
Okay. So we've got the weekend run coming up this time.
Yeah. Okay. The weekend run. So let's see, June 29th in Wilmington.
Yep, Wilmington at Barzar. The whole weekend run is with our buds Spider Bucket.
Yeah.
So June 29th, we're at Barzar in Wilmington with Pillow Club. That's Moss. You met Moss. And I forgot the other band. Fuck, I forgot the other band. Hold on.
It's in Wilmington.
It's in Wilmington.
June 29th.
At
the Bazaar, June 30th.
June 30th, please help us out. The show dropped.
Yeah.
July 1st, we are at Shanghai Nobby's in St. Augustine. And then in July 2nd, we are in Orlando, Florida at
Uncle Lou's Entertainment
Hall with Bozo, Bay Street, Bewitched by You, and Ocean's End. I remembered that bill.
Right on.
But you'll see it all posted on the what Andrew's about to get to.
Yes, so you have that at Windley_band, which I'll say again over and over again until I get tired of it. But also Myrtle Beach shows, because we're based out of Myrtle Beach. At Myrtle Beach shows is what you go to look at all the shows that happen in Myrtle Beach. Let's see. July 6th, it's a Thursday, so it's not a Myrtle Beach show technical. That's
Technical.
weird. But it's a Thursday show at the Ville Skate Shop at 8:30 p.m. with Drew Bears, Electric Pleasure, Waterdeep from Washington, D.C., and then local legends Ocala. July 6th at the Ville. July 8th at Fresh Brew, $10 at the door, 8 p.m. Saturday. Bunch of crazy punk bands and stuff. Pleasure Island, Middle Earth, and MC Cum Dogs. Okay, and then July 15th at Arcadia Studio. Saturday at 7:30 p.m., $10 at the door. Circle Back, Harm, Candescent, and Pressure Falls, July 15th, Arcadia. Then let's see, July 29th at Fresh Brewed, there's the Blight Moth, Stank Face, Hyperloops, and Orange Doors, July 29th at Fresh Brewed. That's a Saturday, 8 p.m., $10 at the door. July 30th at Arcadia, that's a Sunday, 7 p.m., $10 at the door. Nag, Corridor, Circuit, and Relief. And then Arcadia again, August 12th on a Saturday, 7:30 p.m., $10. Manhack, Severed by Dawn, Box Ghost, Blood of a Saint, and Strike Face. And that is all I have at the moment.
We've got more. We're booked through November.
Yeah,
we just haven't announced everything yet.
Maybe we'll do a winter solstice Myrtle Beach shows preview thing.
Maybe Bubba Graham will play on a.
I'd be into that.
If y'all want me to,
dude. Of course we do. We want you. We want you. We want you.
And by that time, the album will be out. So
yeah,
make an album release show.
Yeah, that would be fun.
So what was your stuff? One more time, Bubba.
Yeah, so you can find me everywhere. I am Bubba Graham on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, and then you can find me, of course, on Apple Music and Spotify. Bubba Graham, BUBBAGRAHAM.
Yeah. And thank you again. Really.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Thank you all so much for having me.
Good luck to you and all that, everything you do. I hope it I mean, I'm sure it will with
Oh,
your,
yeah,
with your
man, it's
fucking
gonna be
drive and
good.
shit.
It's gonna be good.
But yep, Devin, you have anything else intelligent to say? Probably not.
Oh, I never do.
Yeah. All right. So for more Windley crap, you got to follow at Windley_band and check out WindleyHub.blogspot.com. And what did I say last time? Have a good night and a happy dance tomorrow. What? I don't remember.
Yeah, you said something
That's
stupid.
stupid. All right. Well, goodbye. See you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.